Oh, absolutely. You know, he can drive any type of race car, but also as far as, you know, doing different moves up on two wheels and freestyle and things. And he actually, I was part of a meeting earlier this week after round one with Robbie Gordon and Cams. And Cam said, Robbie, you cannot two-wheel through the pit straight. And he said, oh, wow, why not? That was awesome. And so, yeah, he's been reprimanded for doing that, but he's a showman. He's kind of it's like Matt Mingay as well. I mean, those two guys together, as far as motorsport showman goes, they don't get any better than that. And so Robbie Gordon out there filling in for Mingay doing the stunts during Staidum Super Trucks here.
They don't know the word no.
No, absolutely not. You know, for them, sometimes no means yes, and that's exactly what they were doing. As you see, there is Sheldon Creed with his new sponsor on the rear quarter panels, Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile, very excited to be part of that Speed Energy Toyo Tire team. And of course, Sheldon Creed putting that Toyo Tire Speed Energy Boost Mobile truck on top of the podium yesterday. No surprise there. So, but we've got some wild stuff coming up. This is the last race of the weekend. This is when the boys are going to let it all hang out. And I can tell you, I'm not going to get into great detail, but we've had some drivers in the paddock pretty upset with one another as far as some carnage that's happened. Some feel there's been some foolish mistakes. Some feel there aren't. Everyone's pointing fingers at one another, and so it's going to be funny to see exactly how that unfolds here this weekend. And we've also seen some pretty hot and heavy racing going on as well between Eric Davis and Harlan as well. So we'll see if those two are playing nice here in round three, but only time will tell. But I guarantee they're going to be swapping a lot of paint. We're going to be losing some body panels in this one.
Just seems to be a lot more feeling down the paddock than what there was last time out there. A lot more tension in there, which is good because it promotes good racing.
Well, you know, this is the Staidum Super Trucks 5th series. So, you know, they're just starting to get to the point where they're getting real serious. These guys are racing for points, and they're dead serious, and kind of weeded out some of the different competitors and things. And yeah, it is hot and heavy. It's not just a good time anymore in the paddock.
Let's take a look at the grid for this one. Bill Hines again on the front row with Hoffman, Eric Davison, Gavin Harling on the next row, Dontis and Gartner on the third row. So the green flag waves, and for the final time this year, the Staidum Super Trucks, thanks to the Adelaide Casino, are underway. And Bill Hines, who has cut that many laps of this Adelaide street circuit in the past 4 days, could drive with his eyes shut around here right now as he leads us through the centre chicane. The Flurry of Milk entry up to the top of Wakefield Street, but under pressure from Hoffman and Eric Davis on lap 1.
Hoffman and Davis hot and heavy on Bill Hines in that Florio Milk truck. Eric Davis in the always evolving truck. He files into P3 right now. See, Hoffman jumps to an early lead. Nice smooth pass, gets around Hines, nice and easy. Look at him, 4 wide right there going through that section. We've seen a lot of contact right here on the first lap so far, nice and easy. I'm kind of impressed. I thought for sure they'd just be totaling each other out right off the bat, lap number 1. As they're on board, I think that might have been Dontis. Now, I'm not a cameraman, but I'm pretty sure that truck's upside down.
It's off the tripod. It is Dontis. You can see the Milwaukee Power Tool signage at the top. You are on board as that unfolded, and now the pint-sized South Aussie lays on his side and chills out as we go red here at Adelaide.
Dontis there, 3-wheeling's a good feeling, 2-wheeling a bad feeling in Staidum Super Trucks, as he has that feeling of, oh man, how I was on top of the box Friday. I won my first race in Staidum Super Trucks, struggled a little bit in Saturday's race, and here I am taking a soil sample right now in the middle of the track. So tough run for Dontis, but he's going to get uprighted. He'll go to the back of the pack here. Looks like they're going to have him get out of the truck and flip that truck back over.
Not as easy as it looks.
No, this is going to take a little bit of time. Depending on where in the world Staidum Super Trucks are racing, sometimes they'll flip them over with the driver in it. Sometimes they will not. Right now, safety is number 1 here, so they're getting Dontis out.
Very responsive crowd here in Adelaide. Get behind the man that's done so much work in the lead up to this weekend's Clipsal 500. He jumped in behind the wheel at the Gold Coast. And the idea of doing a full-time assault this year was down the inside, and did he get the curve hard enough? I would say yes. It's tripped him up. And he got into Eric Davis as well, and then found the tire wall left-hand side.
Yeah, Eric Davis didn't see that coming at all. Davis up over his Toyo tires there, back at it again. Here we are on board again with Dontis. Dontis goes to the inside. There's Eric Davis to the outside, up 2-wheeling, bad feeling, soil sample in the wall. There you go.
And the camera survived all of that.
It certainly did. You see a little fluid leaking out there. There he is. Up, hop, skip, and a jump over that outside curb into the wall. Davis grabs first gear up over his tires, says, I'm out of here. I was never part of that wreck. And looks like they were putting Dantas in the safety car. They may be taking him to be checked out. He looked like it was, at least in the super truck world, that was a pretty mellow crash. So I feel confident that Dantas is going to get out of this just fine.
That's the way Gordon took evasive action around it too, and Davis leaving the scene of the crime at the top of Hutt Street.
Now, they were told in the drivers' meeting the other day that when they go to a red flag, they want them to slowly creep back to the front stretch instead of stopping right where they were. So that's what they're doing now. And heave, ho. Oh, there you go. They had their Wheaties this morning.
Oh, down it goes.
And there we go.
There's our CEO, James Warburton, on the right-hand side, and Premier Jay Weatherall of South Australia. I'm sure he's proud of what he's seen this weekend at the Clipsal 500. Over 75,000 people here yesterday.
Should be proud of what they're putting on here. What an absolute amazing event. And, you know, here with Super Trucks, and I know you and I together, Matt, we've literally have traveled the world with this series. And this particular event, the Clipsal 500, is just absolutely amazing, second to none.
Sure, it's an impressive place. As our trucks lay idle here under red flag on the streets of Adelaide, the Adelaide Casino Stadium Super Trucks. So Gordon having a conversation with Matty Brabham to the left-hand side. These two got some sort of code. I have no idea what they're saying.
I kind of have a feeling that they don't know what each other are saying either, but it looks cool. But right now, the biggest thing is, and I guarantee what's going through Robbie's head is there's a time limit to this race. And so that being said, picking up the truck and getting Dantas off and the safety vehicle and all this stuff, this is biting into the amount of laps that these trucks are going to get, which is an absolute, you know, total upset to have a red flag on Friday that, you know, is arguably unquestionable, arguably questionable if it was necessary or not on the very last lap. And then a red flag here, yeah, that makes sense. That needs to happen, but it would have been nice if we could have just flipped Dantas over and gave him the green flag and got him right back to the grid again. But this is going to cut this race down considerably. So the only good news to it is that means they're going to run that much harder to the checkered flag. And this may also take away the mandatory competition caution in the middle of the race, perhaps, as well. So it may be just a full-on race to the finish. Hopefully that won't spread the pack out too much.
Might be a silly question. I've been known to ask you this many times, a silly question, but if he's broken the seatbelts and jumped out, does that mean he can't get back in?
No, he can get back in, actually. As far as Super Truck rules goes, he is able to get back in, but I believe they took him away. So that being said, I don't know if we're going to be able to see him back out here again today or not.
What about the crowds here today? Phenomenal up there. That's just to the left of us here on the Barry Sheen pit straight. We get to see a lot of races over in North America, but the crowds here have been enormous over the past 3 years. The Stadium Super Trucks have been in town.
Well, you know, everywhere we go here with Supercar and things, the crowds are so friendly. We have such a good time, and not to say that they're not in Mexico or Canada or the States, you know, but we have such a great following. But just look at the crowd right there, you know, and when the Super Trucks come out, to have all the people go to the grandstands and come out and watch and show the support, it's just a testament to, you know, how entertaining it is and the testament to how amazing these fans are. You know, they're very, very supportive. For us to fly all the way over here several times a year and get the love and the support and have these people coming to our paddock. And, you know, I met 5 or 6 guys earlier today that came over the paddock that, you know, I met at Adelaide Casino the other night. So just big fans, you know, and it's a lot of fun.
Just a pity you didn't remember their names. We'll come back to the moment because Cam's down in pit lane.
Just spoke to the Adelaide Casino Stadium Super Truck crew down here. They said the new structure will be most likely 5 laps with no competition caution to the end of this race. On top of that, Craig Dantas has gone to the medical centre as per precaution, but all seems okay thus far.
So the Adelaide Casino Stadium Super Trucks still under red here at Adelaide. We're looking at Smiley, Greg Gardner from Panola here in South Australia. And there is Robbie Gordon. Now they've been told to drive around to the back of the pits area here. Now in the United States, it's effectively, we'd press pause. The trucks would have to stop where they've been told to. Australia's a little bit different. It has caught some of the drivers out on respective countries. We've been to America before where the Aussies keep going and the Americans stop, but they pulled the trucks around the backside so we can go back to green flag racing very quickly.
Well, it's good. I'm glad you see them starting to roll now and go back. The problem is the one thing with these super trucks is, you know, like a lot of race cars, they're made to go fast. They're not made to sit and idle. So when you have these trucks sitting there idle like that, what happens is the rear headers get really hot, and they'll have a tendency to burn out a spark plug wire or something just due to the heat. So hopefully the temperature keep cool enough in these trucks sitting there idling for that several minutes. We don't normally allow them to do that, but we're going to get some airflow moving now because we are about to go green, Matt Nolte.
So stacked them up, no competition caution as Cameron van der Dungen pointed out just before. And now we're back underway as the Hoff leads us down the main straight, and the big heavy hitters like Gordon and Creed will look to make the passes with no competition caution. It's a flat-out race to the end now.
Hoffman and Harlan out in front, first and second. This gives these two young men an opportunity to show what they can do. This is Hoffman's first weekend in Stadium Super Trucks. Harlan's been in these trucks several times in the past. They have yet to have an open track, but they're out in front right now, ready to lead. Look at 3 wide right now. Bill Hines, Paul the Dude Morris. It looks like Brabham side by side. Brabham coming all the way towards the back of the pack to the front already in that one lap. That's going to mean trouble for our current leaders with Gordon Brabham right behind him.
Always love that onboard shot, looking back at a truck, just pushing another one along there as the two Speed Energy trucks go following each other out the backside of the circuit. As down Bartels Road we go. Looking out at Robbie Gordon's truck. Brabham behind, Price a bit further back, having a quiet race. But the Hoff leads the Dude down to turn 8.
There you go, Jeff Hoffman in the lead, his Royal Purple truck. Paul the Dude Morris, Hungry Chat, Jeff's truck right there looking really good. Now the thing, Morris, he's been on this circuit a lot. He's been in the super trucks a lot. Hoffman doesn't have that much experience. I'm wondering if the Dude's going to be cool about it or if he's going to apply a lot of pressure right off the bat. I'm thinking he's probably going to apply a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I tend to agree. Down the backside of the circuit we go. Saw Toby Price almost locking up and spinning the McDonald's Preston Hire entry. Did so well during the week and now finds himself in 7th position. It's go time now. That's Matty Brabham on the inside on the run behind the back of the pits and chasing Robbie Gordon. He drove Robbie Gordon's truck at the race in Detroit last year, picked up his first 2 wins in the series, and now wants to go down the inside as they come down the main straight. And more side-by-side action as the 2 leaders get together as they cross the finish line.
Contact in the air. Paul the Dude Morris in 67. He takes the lead over that Adelaide Casino jump, makes it convincingly over the Toyo ramp. Paul Morris in the lead right behind Jeff Hoffman. Harlan in P3 running well. Greg Smiley Gardner in P4. Great race out front. But meanwhile, going to the inside right there, there's 83 Brabham. You see him around that camera on Gordon's truck. Sticks to the inside. Can't make it happen on Gardner. Goes to the inside on Gordon. Gordon has the lane right now. Gordon holding his lane. These guys are racing like gentlemen thus far. Side by side right here. Some good footage coming out of that camera. Coming out of this right there, I think it's going to give Brabham what he needs. There's the lead. Oh, and who hooked the chain to Matty Brabham? But Sheldon Creed comes to the inside as well.
Maybe in different colors this year, but they're still joined at the hip as he goes down the inside of Robbie Gordon. So the 2-time series champ splits them down the back straight here at Adelaide and single file at nearly 200 k's an hour into the sweeper.
Close points for the overall points for this weekend thus far. Right now, Sheldon Creed in the lead with 26 points. Behind him is Toby Price. In third is Paul the Dude Morris. Morris up front. This could put him on top of the podium if they keep in this order. 3 wide right there. There is Gordon. Gets into Price a little bit. Moves Price out of the way. Paul Morris out front. He is not leaving Hoffman. He's not leaving Harlan. Both those drivers running well. Matty Brabham in P4.
This is the tightest the group's been all weekend long. And thankfully we'll go right through to the end like this. Gordon lifting the inside left up, graces the curb, but the Dude will lead us to the top of the Adelaide hairpin. Great shot from our South Australia fly cameras. Well, shaves about 20 metres off the course. Oh, right the hairpin, and look at Price playing in.
Gordon way to the inside. He says, if you ain't cheating, you ain't winning. He gets way to the inside on turn 14. Look at Royal Purple side by side. It's Harlan and Hoffman racing for P2.
Oh, he gets it done just in the nick of time too, Hoffman. Harlan not going to give up. The young man from Arizona runs in 3rd position, but this is allowing Paul Morris to disappear.
Paul Morris slowly starting to check out the crowd. Look at this. You could throw a blanket.
Oh, my
5
God.
wide going into turn 4. Creed spins out on his own. He gets moved out of the way. 5 wide going through turn 4. They almost all make it clearly. Toby Price comes around. He gets it out from Milbourne. That's a yard sale. Trucks all over, stuck together. There is Milbourne and Price. They are hooked up. Tire smoke off these Toyo tires, falling all over. I don't need this hood anymore. Let's go racing.
Hope you guys booked an extra shipping container to take back to the United States. You might need it.
I had a feeling when they cut this race down to only 5 laps with no comp caution, it was going to be nasty, and that's exactly what's happening as we see body panels flying off these trucks all over the place.
Oh, so it was Harley right in front of the group, and how's the evasive action, the reflexes from the guys behind.
And Harlan all by himself, no one helps him out, makes a huge mistake and collects the entire pack, drove himself right into the tire wall and sucked everybody in with him. Meanwhile, out front, the dude, Brabham and Hoffman. Brabham has gotten Brown Hoffman. He is in P2, but Hoffman's still putting in a great run right now. That young man, after testing in Charlotte a few weeks ago, I've had big hopes for him. I thought he was going to do well, and right now he's proven he's got what it takes to be here in Stadium Super Trucks.
Brabham from 8th position up to 2nd now. The dude just ahead. Has he got time?
Right now, look at... Dude has a big lead right now on Brabham. Brabham may have the speed, but I don't know if he's going to have the time. The dude out front, and the checkered flag is out early. That is it. Paul Morris, Matty Brabham, and Hoffman. That is the end of race number 3 here in Adelaide and round 3 for 2017. Quick checkered flag there. It snuck up on us here in the booth here, but I'm sure Paul, the dude Morris, is not upset about that whatsoever. It puts him on top of the box.
So a race in a short amount of time that had everything gave Paul Morris the win by 1.9 seconds to Matty Brabham. Jeff Hoffman gets the third spot back to Gordon Creed. Gartner down to Eric Davis, and Toby Price completing the top 10 in the final race at the Adelaide Casino Stadium Super Trucks. And Paul Morris will celebrate in style. That's his first win on the streets of Adelaide. A race that had a red flag on the first lap for Craig Dontis. The dude will be happy. He was very quiet at the start of the weekend. Wasn't happy with the setup on this truck. They worked away with it and now picks up a win.